Awesome, awesome. All right, let's continue with creating a trading plan. So on the previous video, we narrowed our two selected penny stock down to VNUE. So let's remove ASTI. So a trading plan helps you to become self-sufficient by going through the trading process. Trading process involves creating a trading list, and from that, creating a watch list, and then from the watch list, selecting tradable penny stocks, and then creating a trading plan so that you can effectively execute your determined thesis. All right, so today in this video, we will create a trading plan for the penny stock VNUE that has three catalysts. It has a partnership, it has a contract, and it also has a company business update. What are some of the features that compose a trading plan? A trading plan helps you to determine a trade thesis. What is a trade thesis? It's an educated guess on whether the stock will increase in price or decrease in price, and what is causing that change in price, as well as what is causing the increased interest, the increased trading volume in the stock. You want to determine the entry price. You want to determine the exit price, and the exit price is twofold. It's what is my exit price when I want to take profit, and what is my exit price when I am wrong and I want to cut my losses to prevent further losses. Another parameter, risk versus reward. What is my risk versus reward? 6, what is my position size? What is the preferred chart pattern that I want to trade? What are the catalysts? And what is the float of the stock? So these are some of the parameters that we determine in our trading plan. Now, let's move on to our trading plan and take a look at a template that I use to capture as much detail on the stock that I want to trade. All right, here we are. So this trading template was created by HenryCraig, and the knowledge that I garnered to create this template was from Timothy Sykes' trader checklist, as well as watching all of his YouTube videos on of 2016, which is roughly about 217 videos, as well as watching all of the 2016 Profitly videos that Timothy Sykes has created. So from watching those videos and reading Timothy Sykes' blog, the knowledge that I've garnered has helped me to design this informative and detailed trading plan. So let's start off with typing in the name of the ticker. And the name of the ticker is VNUE. All right. And then we're going to move on to the price. What's the price of that stock? Let's go back and take a look at the price. Excuse me. All right, and this is the daily chart of VNUE and the closing stock price on the 22nd, January 22nd, 2021 was 0.0268. So let's put that in our sheet. $0.0268. All right, and the date that we want to trade this stock right? So this is the night of January 21st, 2021. So I want to trade this stock Tuesday of January 22, 2021. All right, so this trading plan is being created the day before I want to execute my trade. So this is the night of January 21st, and I'm making this trading plan to trade in the morning of January 22nd. All right. Okay, so, all right. So the next parameter we're gonna look at is catalysts, and we identify that there was a business news release. So let's see here, any company release right here. Company news are hype. So that's one catalyst right there. Another catalyst that we identified was a partnership being formed with a singer, Caris BL. All right. And another catalyst that we had was a contract. Was it a contract? Okay, so they had a partnership and then the contract was with the artist. Okay. So here we have three catalysts that is causing this penny stock, the NUE, to move. All right. And if you look, there are other catalysts here that you can select based on the particular penny stock that you have chosen. Is it in a hot sector? Is there a big investor? Are there any big events? Is there a reverse merger? Is there acquisition? Are there SEC filings? Are there any social media or message board hype? And so forth. Now, the next parameter we'll look at is indicators right here. All right, and right here, we want to first look at what's a price action, which is the volatility of the stock. And we are speaking about the specific price increase, percentage price increase or percentage price decrease. So let's see what was the percentage gain on VNUE on the 21st. And it was up 33.8%. All right, and let's put that in on our template. So VNUE was up 33.8%. All right, what was the volume traded on the day? Let's go back and take a quick look at that. 28.14 million. Okay. All right. Spikeability. We're looking at the chart over the 1 year time frame, and we want to determine how many times have that stock spiked. So this is over 6 months time period. And as you can see, this VNUE has spiked initially for 2 days here, crashed for 3 days, and then ran for 5 days right here. So the spikeability on this stock, it has spiked one time here, and it's now spiking here now. So it's spiking twice within a 6 months time period. So that's good spikeability for me. Is this stock displaying? Let's go back right here. So is this stock a recent runner or supernova, or is it a former runner or supernova? Let's go back. Let's see here. Let's go back to the graph, the chart. Where did I lose my chart? Okay. Well, actually, in our previous video, we did determine while creating our watch list, narrowing down the list, that VNUE did display the feature of a recent runner. And if we take a look at the graph, you'll see right here, VNUE back in September of 2020. It ran for 2 days. So this is a recent runner. So on our template, creating our trading plan, I'll highlight this box indicating it's a recent runner. Is it first green day? Let's take a look. Okay, no, it's not. This stock has been running for 4 days, spiking for 4 days, uptrending. All right, from our previous video, we did identify that this stock, VNUE, is displaying the stair stepper chart pattern. Right, back in September, it started the first stair, where it spiked for 2 days. All right, and then after that, it's basically consolidated. Right, and then now in January of 2021, it's spiking again, breaking above previous highs. Right here, spiking for 2 days, and it becomes choppy, basically consolidating right in here between these two big green candles. And then at present, now it's breaking out, spiking a third time, breaking out to new highs, running for 4 days as a multi-day runner. All right, back to our template as we regurgitate some of the information that we have already identified from creating our stock list, our watch list. And we are just filling in some of that information into our trading template. All right, so it's not a first green day, and I'm not looking at first red day, so I'll skip that. Here you'll put in the average trading volume over 3 months if you like. Also the average trading volume over 10 days if you like. All the highlighted yellow areas, those are the areas I'm placing emphasis on. So let's move below. Here we would put in shares outstanding. Let's see here. Let's go back to the chart and find our shares outstanding. Just a minute. Let's go to stocks to trade. All right. And outstanding shares is 1.15 billion. And the float is 1.1 billion. All right, so let's put those two features in. Outstanding shares, 1.15 billion. And in the float, which is the amount of tradable shares, is 1.1 billion. All right, so this is not an ultra low float, and it's not a low float. For me, I consider low float to be between 10 to 15 million, and ultra low float to be less than 10 million. All right. This stock gap up on the previous trading day or gap down? Let's take a look. And we're also going to look at how many days is that spiking for. So far, we did identify that it's spiking for 5 days, 4 days. And on the previous trading day, did it gap up? Let's see here. It gapped up. Yes, it did. It did gap up on the previous day. So that's another good indicator that I'm using to build my trading plan. So yes, it did gap up. And in this section right here, we could put in how much it gap up. All right. If we move over a little bit to the left, type of breakout. Is it a multi-day breakout, multi-week breakout, multi-month, or multi-year breakout? Let's take a look back at the chart. All right. So back in earlier this month, January 2021, right? That bid break candle at it. So if we look now to our current time, you could see that this stock is a multi-day, is having a multi-day breakout above 0.0148. Right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So multi-day, 11-day breakout above 0.0148. So let's put that in on our template. So it's a multi-day breakout. All right, below this template, we could focus on also fundamentals. For this purpose, given that this is a penny stock, this will mostly be a technical analysis. And let's go back up. So let's move on to our chart pattern. So previously we had looked at the ticker. We have put in the ticker name. We have put in the price of the ticker. We have put in the date that we want to trade this stock. Then we moved on to the catalyst. We have identified 3 catalysts: contract winner, partnership, and the company had a business update. All right. Then we looked at important indicators such as what's the price action, what's the traded volume on the day. All right. We looked at what is the spikeability of the stock, how many times did it spike within a 6-month time frame. You could look at how many times it spiked within a year, and look at how many days did the stock run for. All right, in this case, we identified spike 1 time prior to the current time it's spiking now, and it did run for 2 days. All right, we did identify that this stock, VNUE, is a recent runner. All right, it's not displaying a first day green day. All right, that the first day is a good indicator. After the stock, if the stock is not doing anything for a long time, what would interest you to take a look at the stock? Price action. So if it's starting to move and there is volume momentum and there is volatility, it will present and display on the chart a big green candle supported by big volume. So that would indicate a first green day. Big indicator to trade penny stocks. All right, another parameter, you want to look at what is the market environment and condition. If there are any big events, you want to narrate it right here. And you want to also put in the figures for the Dow, the NASDAQ, the S&P 500, and the Russell. So you can get a general feel of the market before you trade. Shares outstanding, 1.15 billion. And the public float on VNUE is 1.1 billion. Next parameter is this an ultra low float stock or a low float stock? What these 2 parameters indicate is more increased volatility. The lower the penny stock price, and the smaller the float, those can increase the volatility of the stock. Moving on down, you want to determine where in the chart pattern, where in the price and pattern of the chart the stock is. So it's important to determine, is this the first day of spiking? Is this the second day of spiking? How many days has the stock spiked? So for VNU, it has spiked 4 days. And this spiking parameter also determines how overextended the stock is. For me, once it's past 2 days, it is overextended and due for a pullback or a correction. As the stock gap up or as the stock gap down. I did make an error here. I put that the stock gap down. No, it actually gapped up. So let me correct that. I guess my mind was thinking that I put the gap up parameter first. I did not. Okay, and you want to determine next, what type of breakout is it? Is it a multi-day breakout? Is a multi-month breakout? Is the multi-year breakout? And to determine this parameter, you will need to look at the chart over different time period. All right, and if we take a look back at the chart, let's see here, for VNUE, you'll see that it has multi-day breakout above 0.015, 0.0148, 11 days. And if you look over the entire 6-month period, you'll see that it's also having a multi-month breakout. And you can extend the chart out to a 1 year, to see what were the previous highs over a year or 2 years. Let's go back to our template. All right, and as I've said below that, you have parameters for fundamental analysis, revenue, profit margin, earnings per share, and so forth. So next parameter we'll look at is chart patterns. And remember from the previous video, what did we determine that VNU display as a chart pattern over a year or 6 months? Was it the supernova? Was it the stair stepper? Was it the snore? Was it the crow? Let's briefly take a look at the chart one more time. All right, so for VNU, all right, remember we identified that it initially spiked back in September, right? Ran for several days, then consolidated for several months, and then it's spiking again, forming a second stair. So VNUE would be a stair stepper over the long-term chart pattern, long-term chart. All right, let's go back to our template. All right, so we'll highlight that it's a stair stepper. Right, next parameter is the stock in an uptrend. Is it consolidating? Is it in a downtrend? It is in an uptrend, spiking for 4 days. All right, and if we look below, there are other parameters that you can identify. Sorry, there are other chart patterns you can identify to help you further formulate your thesis, such as in the intraday or over the 3 month. Are you seeing a double bottom, a double top? Are you seeing a cup and handle? Are you seeing particular gaps? All right. And if we scroll down some more, you'll see other particular chart patterns. And what I've done is to consider different time frames. If you look at the section for what is the trend, I'm looking at the trend over the time frame of 10 days to 20 days. All right, 2 weeks to a month. All right. And if I'm looking at other chart patterns, I might go out to 20 days looking to identify bull flags or shooting stars or evening star, you know, identifying various dojis and so forth. All of these different chart patterns can help you to further formulate your trading plan and trading thesis. Now, another important pattern, what is my trading strategy? I've already identified the catalyst, if there are any. I've already identified important indicators. I have already determined my preferred chart pattern that I want to trade, which is the stair stepper. And in other cases, it might be the supernova. All right. I also identify that it's in an uptrend. All right. So what trading strategy do I want to use? Let's see what are available. I could try to buy a morning panic. I could also try to buy a morning spike. All right. I could look to dip buy any intraday panic. If it was a first green day, I would highlight this section right here, right? All right, am I seeking to buy the support of the stock, hoping that I'm finding that the bottom and hoping that it will bounce so I can capitalize on increased prices? Am I buying a breakout to further highs so I can capitalize on gains? All right. And then for those who are short sellers, you have different short selling patterns. You're trying to identify breakdowns if you are looking to short sell. All right, another parameter, yeah, am I trying to buy a bounce on a red day? All right. So how I determine my trading pattern is based on various parameters. For one, it's is it the first green day or not? How many days have the stock spike? All right. What type of breakout is it? Is it a multi-week breakout? Is it a multi-month breakout? How overextended or is the stock, or the stock is just starting a pattern, starting the pattern that I have identified. In this case, VNUE, let's go to the chart. So for VNUE, it has spiked for 4 days. So I do consider this stock to be overextended. So my thesis will be formulated around trying to anticipate, or trying to trying to anticipate that if on the next day, the 5th trading day, VNU has a pullback or a morning panic, I'll seek to dip buy it. So my thesis for this stock is to seek to dip buy a morning panic if it does happen on the next trading day, which will be January 22nd as a 5th trading day. So let's go back to the template and select dip buy morning panic. And according to Timothy Sykes, this is number 5 in the penny stock framework. And in the next video, or on our next video, we'll dive into what is the penny stock framework. And what it does is to identify different stages in a pattern that gives you different trading opportunities using these different trading strategies. And these are just some of the many trading strategies that you can use to trade penny stocks. All right. So once we have identified our trading strategy, we can look back at the stock and narrate any observations. Observations would include new 52 weeks highs, if there are any, and we'll take a look at that in the next video. All right. That's one of the things we'd want to notate. Would also want to notate what type of runner it is. This is a multi-day runner. And even though I've already highlighted this on my template, repetition deepens impression. So me narrating it again in the observation section also reinforces my trading plan in my subconscious mind. Because once you have created this trading plan, you might not be able to review it while you are trading. So this is an ideal opportunity to go through the process of creating a watch list, the process of formulating a trading thesis by creating a trading plan, so that when it comes to action time, when it comes to executing your trading plan based on what's the entry price, what's the position size, what's the exit price when your goals are met, and we'll look at that. What's your exit price if the stock goes against you, right? All of these things you want to determine before you enter a trade. All right, we'll stop here. On the next video, we will determine those previous parameters I just mentioned: entry price, exit price, risk versus reward, scenarios. We'll take a look at scenarios. And we'll also, yeah, that's it. Thanks for being attentive. Again, I'm HenryCraig. And on the next video, we'll continue to build out our trading plan so that we can effectively execute a trade on VNUE if the opportunity presents itself for a morning panic, so we can dip buy it to capitalize on any bounce.